me to come say goodbye. Sayonara.
Let's get it.
yourself for the final sequence. I put in work on it. I put in work on the base. Put in work on it. I put in work on the base. Put in work on it. I put in work on the
Welcome everyone, I'm Hail Monkey Man, and we are set for the Vanguard League. It is week number 3 in the middle of our Season 5 Champions Draft Series, and today I am joined in the booth by a rare find indeed. It is actually one of the captains of our Vanguard League. Please welcome the illustrious, the fantastic, the sometimes southern but always hospitable Monkey Nugs.
What's up?
What's up? So, welcome into the booth with me. We've talked a heck of a lot about a whole bunch of different kinds of things, but you've never casted with me. So, kind of fun, right?
I think I did one time.
You did
like
a little.
Like the All-Star game way back when?
It was kind of, that's kind of when you were on the up and up. But now you're kind of you're a big dog. Kind of a big dog. But, all right, so we're getting into these matches today, and we have 3 awesome matches to include one that we're going to have you go into later this evening as the final match of the day. But to start off, we have the Avalanche versus the Bandits. So since you've been on the field and you've been kind of, involved in a lot of all these guys' moves and these the rosters as they are changing about, what are we looking at with this one? Because it's looking like the Avalanche are trying to change to maybe catch up to the Bandits a little bit.
Yeah, Avalanche, I had some changes going on and whatnot. I don't know. Avalanche have a solid group, I think. Like they're all solid in their own right, but Bandits have that pop-off potential with their players, I think.
Well, we did get to see Boo and Marksman, honestly a lot of Boo a lot of the time, go and take down the Mob, who are at that point undefeated, and maybe looking to kind of jostle their way into first place. They're only behind Thunderbirds and Mob, and apparently the Thunderbirds are currently losing. So maybe more to come, maybe some more stuff coming up. But this right now, Bandits and Avalanche. If we take a little bit of a look here, we did get some stats for you guys to look at. It's kind of even, kind of dead even until you get to a little bit better of the offense. The Bandits, they're going to hold you back. A lot of that by Boo, 4.3 saves per game. Avalanche, though, pretty stout in their own right, but the slight edge with the Bandits. Do you think we're going to see Boo pop off again, or what's the answer from the Avalanche over here?
Honestly, I think for me, I'm looking at the keyboard and mouse warrior and marksman.
Okay.
I think he's going to be the one. He usually comes in and gets those little touches just away from everybody where his teammates somehow are able to read it, but playing against it, it's pretty hard to read.
Hey, I mean, if he's able to kind of get it going, he's a little bit slow sometimes on his start, but otherwise, whenever he is popping off, it's hard to catch up to. So, you know?
I will say,
yeah.
I don't think Gamio is playing.
He is not. So if you saw that on the board, there's a little bit of a change out, and we're going to get to see who is on the field as we head into game number 1. It does look like, as a quick check, it will be Chill, who has already joined up, and so their GM of the Avalanche is trading in as a sub. So
You love to see it.
you'll love to see it, and I think there's actually a lot of moves going on with that forthcoming. And don't worry, everyone, we've done our rank check. We've made sure that everyone is and everything is kosher here. So Avalanche and the Bandits, at this point, both of them still with 2 wins and 1 loss, and perhaps vying as well for that #1 place in the division. Harry Gary, Marksman, and Boo, tried and true trio of the Bandits, have been able to have quite the homecoming when it comes to this season, but we need to have them rotate properly. The Avalanche on the attack. Do you think we're going to see a lot of pop-off from Icy? Because this little kind of friend group between him and Beza, they're kind of massive in terms of mechanics.
Oh yeah, I think if the Avalanche are to win, it's probably going to be a large part of Icy doing something.
Ooh, and a nice challenge. Captain Quickscope able to keep it off. He's under the crossbar. Icy coming up short. It has seemed to be Avalanche on the attack so far. We had a little early possession by the Bandits, but the Avalanche seem to be keeping them at bay.
Yeah, just feeling each other out. You know, the slow start, like you said, that the Bandits usually have, or Marksman in particular.
Harry Gary.
Yeah.
Cross field, trying to come up, get away from Chill. Chill, I don't know how rusty he might be. I know that he was able to get Grand Champ so long ago, and we memed the crap out of him before, but right now, trying to see if he can gel with his team. Hasn't played with them too often. Now from the near side post, Harry Gary with a nice save. A good demo onto Chill. That's going to slow the attack. Oh, and the counterplay. Harry Gary's looking to challenge right at the net. So far, still at goose eggs. Chill's in from the midfield line. And now the Bandits are on the attack, missing that clear. That could open up one, but Boo has not been able to do too much. Beza with a little bit of a fake out. Icy rushing the play. Low side corner, Boo. He's finding a whole lot of real estate, but not a whole lot of boost left in his tank. Marksman's going to fend off Chill. Maybe do a little bit of a solo play here. Loses possession. High hopper. Beza with the clear. So far, from either team, what have you seen in terms of their either play style or kind of what's keeping either side from scoring at this moment?
It's just no.
Well?
Oh, well.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Well, Chill with a nice little pop over Harry. Oh, yeah. Just one of those little moments where you're stuck in net and do I go, do I stay? And you push out a little too late and get punished.
It's just a little topper off his nose, just like a little bit, and
Just a little pop.
just couldn't react to it in time. Chills in. The Avalanche. Early lead. Actually, it's about past half. Oh, a nice little double. All right, Boo with the response, and that's the guy we're expecting to pop off for the Bandits this series.
Yeah, that was a nice little read off the corner. I don't think the double was intentional there, but hey, I mean, if it works, it works.
I mean, how many things in Rocket League are intentional? You know?
When I play, nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. I just put my forehead against a brick wall and just go.
And that is what we call, well, next level play. And right now, Icy with a great counterattack. Too many bandits in a lateral line with each other. You saw Harry Gary encroaching from the corner. I think he was chasing for a demo, and Icy's just chasing for a goal.
Yeah, that was a nice little lead pass out. That was beautiful. Not trying to just go straight for the net, take a little extra time and hit it a little closer to your teammates so they have plenty of time just to touch it in.
I expect this to be kind of the Icy versus Boo show. Beza's going to get involved as well, but those two from the Avalanche know how to play together. They play a whole bunch together. Out of the high backboard, Icy looking for a clear. Captain Quickscope's trying to cut it off. We'll get it lateral. He has nothing in the tank until now, which is going to delay the forthcoming attack. Oh, but that's a shot, and Icy getting those saves at the crossbar. But Boo! Oh, he's getting his dunk denied. Oh!
There it is.
Hey, a little bit of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, just keeping that pressure on them. Just keep throwing it at the net, and eventually something's gonna get through.
I do like that Chill still has his hashtag from last season on his car when he was part of the Ninjas.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's been that long?
It's been a while. It's been what, like September? Yeah.
Has he played before this game?
I don't know. I saw him on League of Legends the other day. Doesn't
It's
seem
not
like
the same. It's League.
It is a league.
Yes.
A league of some kind. Oh, Icy taking it away from Boot. Captain Quizscope doing a little bit more, but now a dunk coming in, and he can't do much more than that, and it's exactly who I expected to follow up.
Yeah, it's just keeping constant pressure right in the box, and again, keep throwing it on. Something's gonna go in, and they're just not setting up any kind of counterattacks or passing plays out. Just hit it to a teammate, get a bigger clear. They're just kind of getting stuck in their own end, way too far back.
Is there any way, really, from your perspective, how do you get out of that when they're just kind of attacking the post and you're having a micro rotate right there? Is there anything you can do to enable like escaping that kind of attack?
Ideally, you want to have a good rotation that's going out. So ideally, you can hit it to your own corner or a little bit out of your own corner, and hopefully get a boom out. That's usually the best time you use your teammate to help you get a clear, but sometimes you just don't have boost or the opportunity to even go for it.
Well, looks like they finally got something going higher here. Oh, Marksman to the sidewall, maybe going to be able to bring it back to himself, but Chill with a great clear. A second touch, not forthcoming. Boo, he's going to directly attack, get the demo, and Harry Gary with the miss. And this is going to force a lot more of a back pitch rotation. Dropping at the midfield. Chill kept it alive. Now they can use this all for a second, but the Avalanche will have a 3-2 win in game one. And it seemed to just barely in the late stages of that game go in favor of the Avalanche.
I just felt like it was a little bit more team-oriented on the Avalanche side. They kind of trusted each other a little bit more. It kind of felt like every time the Bandits got a breakout, it was usually one person doing it, and then hopefully someone followed up.
Yeah, Marksman, that's kind of his play style. Boo was able to kind of, protect the house in their last series on stream when it was against the Mob, mostly because the Mob was doing exactly that, one and done sort of attacks. And so we need to see exactly if the Bandits are going to gel a little bit better. But that's Beza and Icy. Chill coming into this a little bit late is going to be interesting to see if it continues to be okay. He's playing more of like the pickup middleman for his own team, whereas Beza and Icy are just going to take control, be able to kind of provide the way forward. But have we ever throughout the regular season so far seen the Bandits be kind of very pass-minded?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean by like if they're doing like a midfield passing, really kind of doing the 2-1 attack, because I think it's always been some kind of elongated version of single attacks and then just responding to it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I know I've played against like a scrim or two of them, and they have it.
Oh.
It's just not usually there all the way. It's like they're trying, but it's just not. They just haven't got it down yet. I think that's coming from playing with each other. That it's starting to come out like right there. Just didn't quite work, but they're going for it.
Harry Gary. Marksman looking for him, and they've been trying to get a few of these extra pass plays going so far. I know for a fact that Marksman and company, they love to listen to the stream as they play. And in fact, they were just talking at us in the chat whenever they were in game 1. So maybe they're going to start picking up a few of these extra pass plays. Boo. No, it'd be Marksman getting challenged. Harry Gary trying to turn the corner again, and Chill on the rotate out as Beza comes forward. Avalanche really putting in that pressure, but Marksman is a demo artist. He is definitely the kind of guy that's going to make you look silly, and it's going to also just kind of delete you from the situation if he can complete his touches. And now Chill.
Yeah. He has that annoying playing style.
He does have that annoying play style, but that annoying play style is 50-50 when it comes to him in particular. Icy off the wall. And Marksman with the takeaway, trying to continue doing exactly that. He hates it when I talk about him on stream because he knows it's going to happen every single time he's on stream.
Yeah, watching the stream while you play it might not be the best idea, but hey, you do you. I respect it.
The high ceiling, Icy chasing after it, and Beza is going to try and go after that pass, but it will be the takeaway. Boo ends up getting it first.
Yeah, it's just all set up by, bad touch by Icy. We just punished on it. Let's just.
I mean, he definitely got the touch he wanted because he flew out from that, but it definitely, it was not a very wise one because that went backwards, and Beza was trying to had to chase that pass.
Sometimes it's better not to touch it. I know that's weird to say, but you know, some people, you won't believe me, but sometimes it's better not to always touch it. But it's just so tempting to touch the ball.
Ooh, he actually beat out 3 defenders. Icy. Solo play, trying to look for Beza to give it to. Now Beza actually is rotating out, and Chill is going to give them time and space to work with. What a pinch, and somehow was still intercepted by Icy. Down 1. Avalanche still haven't lost their confidence. They're really just going for these plays left and right and winning that touch, but Harry Gary, good rotation.
Yeah, they're keeping the pressure on right now. I wouldn't be surprised if something comes out of it or a counterattack here.
They can elongate these possessions. Oh, it will create gaps. Marksman, if he was able to doink it forward, would have had a free goal. But this does posture the Bandits to now push the Avalanche on back before we get a massive clear. Slow drop off. That's a double as Chill is getting over-rotated by Icy. Boo now look for the high side clear, and Harry Gary's going to play it safe. Oh, Boo dribbling it to himself. He has no more boost to continue the attack. A minute 45 left. Any big changes that's really gotten to us to this point from game 1?
I think they're just kind of nerves are a little bit off. You know, their defense is a little bit better for both teams, honestly, because I mean it was five goals scored game 1
in total.
Yeah, barely got one this game. They're starting to feel it now, like they're getting in a little flow or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, both these teams average 4.3 saves per game. That's some of the highest in the entire league. And so they know how to get the goals when they count, when they matter. Now Boo slowing the attack, elongating this possession forward, and that's gonna. So that's the problem though. If you go for those long dribble plays, sometimes you start to psych out your own teammate. Don't exactly know what you're gonna do with it next.
Yeah, you need to take your time on some stuff. That's something very important to do, is not always playing real fast, and good bump.
Yeah, I don't even think he touched him, but he psyched him out as he went forward.
He went in there. Beza.
Yep.
I don't know if he got the bump, but I couldn't see, but it was enough to make him get out of the way, and that's an easy open net.
Marksman getting a little bit of his own medicine. Now this one's gonna come right back to the midfield. Icy to the backboard. Boo already pre-jumping. He will miss the touch. Chill with a touch over to Icy, and it gets shut down by Marksman, who wasn't there. We may have been thinking of another goal and another lead for the Avalanche. Still tied up in regulation. Boo with the drop-off. Marksman has to recover, trying to get to Harry Gary, and Harry Gary did not overcommit, so they are going to control their own back line. But Beza now cutting into their territory all the way back. Go the Avalanche. Kind of over-rotating each other a little bit too often, and that's what's cutting themselves off. The Avalanche now finding a free one. He has to just put it in a particular place, and he can't get past Boo.
Boo!
Boo! Boo-hoo! They crying about it over there on the Avalanche. It's coming
no.
down. Marksman wants to let it die. This is another possession. Icy and Chill. Opposite side wall. Still alive. They need to let it die now.
Ooh, love to see an overtime.
Game 2 overtime. First overtime of the day of our 3 matches. Beza with the deletion. Harry Gary. He's going to try and start setting up the bandits. Honestly, the day that Marksman gets on target is the day they win every single match that they ever play. Oh, this one hovering inside the post. Boo with the set over to Marksman. He's going to work to the corner instead. Errant jump. Oh, and Marksman just trying to do the same thing to the defense of the Avalanche that they did to him to get this game tied up in the first place. Avalanche. They've yet to really find their spark that they had in Game 1 against Bandits in Game 2. And Bandits able to keep focus. Nice drop-off shot. Pass? No. Boo unable to get past the defenders. Avalanche is honestly looking like a giant mountain that no one can get around.
Yeah, the thing is they're just staying in their own half, and there's a double commit right there, and now it's just one guy in net, just beat him, and oh, no, here we go again. Like, they're just getting stuck in their own half, and they got to get out, get some boosts, get some plays to each other, something going.
You see 2 bandits rotating on the opposite side of the field, which opens up this counterattack. Marksman backwards. Beza looking for the kill. Good stop by Harry Gary. Did not get demoed, but Icy now given some space. The Avalanche start to work. Beza, he's going to rotate into the forward corner, and so that's going to take him off the rotation. That's a kill. This is an open goal, and they will get it from the opposite side post. Beza is able to put it in OT.
That was a great play by Beza. Got the demo, stayed there just in case Icy couldn't get to it, saw it, got just enough in. Oh, that was really nice.
Beautiful plays, and honestly, both these games so far been very, very close. The Avalanche, through a little bit of a kind of clever twists and turns, able to work their way. I swore that was 2-2-2. It was 5-5-5, 4-4-4, and then 2-5-5.
Wow. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm just impressed with that. That's all.
That's some cool
I
scores.
could care less about anything else.
Nothing else matters. Just that the numbers were almost like really freaking cool. All right. So, Bandits, they had a lot of pressure. What is it, 9 shots? Same thing on the opposite side of Avalanche. Beza doing exactly what he did in our last stream match with them, and just being the forward instigator, and then ultimately getting the goal. But not able to finish out are the Bandits. Harry Gary, very, very, very quiet in that game.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing they need to work on is, yeah, they're keeping that pressure for a good amount of time and getting a lot of shots in, which is good, but they're just not doing anything with it. And they'll keep the pressure up, and then they back off, and then the counterattack comes back, and then they have the pressure on them. And Avalanche just finally did something before they did.
We had a few dramatic last-second turns on their post-to-post, coast-to-coast defense. Will we see it again? Will we see the Bandits be able to recover and move us at least into a Game 4? Because right now, Avalanche looking for a hot sweep. This division, very competitive, save for the casuals, which we will be seeing very soon. It is a double dose of Division 1 to start us off in our matches today. Marksman with a miss. He plays mouse and keyboard, right? That's the thing?
Yeah.
See, Phoenix, if you're listening to this VOD later or watching right now, a reason not to play mouse and keyboard.
Oh. Ooh.
All right. Harry Gary slinging it back downfield and trying to go for the read. I think he actually hit it straight to the ceiling, so a good 50. Boo getting intercepted, and he will be baited upfield. Now Harry Gary left by himself. Chill to the corner. Oh, and maybe able to get one more. Barely bowls it off target, and that nice save by Marksman. It's going to keep it at 0.
Just a good recovery, him coming in on the rotation and just getting enough of a touch to save that ball right there.
Harry going for a late jump, and Icy actually puts it behind. And now, I always think that maybe it's a mistake, but this rotation, Chill getting caught out as Marksman just challenges it and is able to get it from the midfield.
Yeah, that's just a bad touch by Beza right there, because Chill doesn't know to go for it or not, because it's just a touch straight to the middle and it's way too close to the other team, and that's just an open net if he hits it hard enough.
That's why I'm always on defense. Not just because I'm slow, because I am. Oh, but Harry Gary striking fast. This is right off the kickoff, and Bandits' first 2-goal lead for either team in this series.
Yep. Of course, Icy missed right there, but Beza just getting caught in net with his pants down, just having to sit there and just watch as wherever he's gonna shoot it and try to wait on it. You either pre-jump or you just sit there and let him shoot.
Bandits, oh my goodness, going for a floor pinch. They are primed if they were to somehow still take this series to go up 3-1 in overall series play and possibly be challenged for the #1 seed. Chill can't get there in time, and this is the Bandit group we know can be on offense. They have a +8 when it comes to their overall offense for the season, and when they pop off hard, but it comes in like big groups and not like over a course of many games.
Yeah, it's you know, pop off material is great and all, but you'd rather have that consistency in my opinion, because if it doesn't show up, if someone's not popping off, you're done.
Harry Gary and Marksman have been able to lean for the most part forward in their seats and really get Game 3 in hand. We still have 3 minutes left, so there's plenty of time for the Avalanche to put this away if they wanted to start catching up. Boo sending it on downfield. If the Bandits start running away faster, though, Avalanche are going to have a hard time. Boo with a nice little cheeky turn. Good challenge is going to slow down. But the Bandits, they're going to be coming right back in. And Marksman, he's starting to do Marksman things, because this is going to be one of those games he's going to point to me later and be like, hey, this is what I do. Hey, talk about this. And I can, but it's rare. It's so rare, Marksman.
This is, maybe Marksman's just not a stream. He just might not be a stream board.
He may not. But, you know, if you're gonna win, you gotta be a stream board, because that's when the big games happen, like right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting pushed around a little bit, I believe. He's still going to go for this attempt and force the defender up. Boo, waiting. We'll grab it from the midfield. I've been constantly seeing Boo without a whole lot of boost. And that's definitely, he's a huge component to their squad. Chills in. Nice knock over to the corner. And a miss by Harry Gary, leaving it for Marksman to dribble. And he's actually going to play it out. Boo, looking backwards. So far, the Avalanche just now able to escape. Oh, but he's going to own goal, and that will be Chill who gets the credit, but what a slapper.
Feels bad. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's just one of those things. You got to go for it. You can't blame him. You got to go for that ball, but, oh, it's just unfortunate when it bounces perfectly for you to hit it in.
Goodness. All right, Avalanche are being given a gift, because so far, they've barely been able to escape their own half in Game 3. Icy putting a shot at least nearby. Beza, a little bit too fast of a dodge roll. And now, this is exactly what's been slowly turning out over time, is Chill. He's not had all the kind of time to really play with them. And so, due to the fact that he's coming in late, they over-rotate him a lot. And so, you constantly see either Icy or Beza kind of doubling up wherever Chill is in his lane. Chill.
Yeah, I definitely have noticed that. They're over-rotating, which it's just making them a bit slower. I don't know how that just got value right there.
I don't either. Man, these guys are used to kind of at least having the counterattack style speed. Icy. Oh, he's just getting guided away by Marksman, holding him by the hand, and still gets the touch. Boo, looking for a push away. Icy. He's gonna burn through a lot of his boost. And Beza got another demo, or maybe it was Chill actually. But the Bandits don't have to do too much more than play some defense here. Really baiting out Chills in as well, and this may be the return to form when it comes to this series.
Yeah, they just gotta make sure Boo is staying involved. How you said earlier, he's not had a lot of boosts, and I just don't feel like he's really been that involved. I don't know if he's getting caught off in rotations or what's going on there, but they need to be careful about that, because the Avalanche could definitely take advantage of that if they start speeding up their rotations and moving a little bit faster for the ball.
Well, it will B Bandits doing bandit things. Boo actually absolutely might as well have taken a nap. Harry, Gary, and Marksman taking over for him, and I don't know, that's a change of pace, because we've been talking to the Bandits since last week when they were on stream, and they were talking all about Boo and how no one should sleep on him, but he seems to have strung up a hammock and just given the controller away to someone else. So if he starts to be the man that they that we saw last week, then this, I don't know how the Avalanche would be able to kind of get past this. But you see Chill on the top of the Avalanche in this game, which is kind of nothing against Chill, but that's a tail of the tape right there. Are we by ourselves? Did the server go down?
It looks like it.
All right, so we're gonna jump out of here and we're gonna restart the server. So fun stuff as always.
You always gotta have at least one.
Yeah, just man, and this could be what the Avalanche need. Take a moment.
They
for them.
DDoSed.
Yeah, they're just DDoSing Boo. That's why he didn't play very well. That's all it is. So coming up, we have a couple of other matches. We can look at them for all of a moment right now in the casting booth. So we got the Casuals and the Mob just after this. So Casuals obviously 0-3. The Mob 3-1. Do you have any big expectations of the Casuals going into that one?
I believe HV Buddy's not playing, right?
He's not. He's not. In fact,
I think that's
this
a
entire
big one.
this entire team is actually looking for a sub right now. Don't know if you saw the sub.
So someone else is not playing too.
Yes, I don't know who it is. So, yeah.
That's going to be really tough. But hey, I mean, the Casuals have had a really tough season as it is already. Sorry, I know it's your team.
No, it's okay.
But I mean, maybe this might be the thing that they need to help rejuvenate them. Maybe a sub comes in and they play a little better. Who knows? Maybe Mob chokes. You never know. But my money's on Mob. I'm just going to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much I'm not going to say it's a sure bet, but the replacement is also T-Man.
Okay. The old... I think he's played for about every team now, honestly.
Yeah, and he's been pretty active. So we'll have to see how that gels going forward. But right now, we're in game number 4. A little brief moment to figure out what may have gone wrong and what needs to go right going into the latter part of this series for the Avalanche. And a win to the back line. Icy very quickly having to rotate back because both of his defenders and now himself missing on this ball. Luckily for him, it's also a miss by Marksman himself.
So he touches right there.
Oh, almost able to dodge roll in the way, but Boo will strike first, and I guess got up from his nap.
See, right there, I'm putting that on Beza, because Beza rushed that touch right there. He had all the time he needed. He could have banged it. He could have even took a little slow play and hit that bad touch, and his teammates were in a rotating ball side. One was, and just in an awkward position.
Now Harry Gary trying to at least stall out this play. Both Beza and Icy. Oh, that was a streaking ball. They got in each other's way, but Marksman unable to grab the second touch. Icy. This one is all about him and Boo right now, and it will work to the corner. No demo, no bump. Boo waiting. Oh, a near double miss. They nearly did the wave with their cars on that one. Icy is now just throwing shots at the Bandits' net.
We're just keeping pressure right now, trying to test that defense a little bit. They just need to get a good pass, a good shot, just get something to test that defense, because really all that's coming in is just easy saves, easy clears for Bandits right now.
Elongating the field behind them. Now Beza going for one, and Boo's just going to drop it off. And Icy has been making some very uncharacteristic misses. This is an open net, not going to outpace the attacker, and Harry Gary finds yet another multi-goal lead over the Avalanche.
It's just a rush, or I don't know, I guess it's just a straight whiff. It's just they're I don't know if they're panicking or what's going on right now, but they're looking slow, and when they try to get to the ball, it's just like they're playing out of their speed, and they're just not getting the touches that they normally do or should be.
Yeah, that initial kind of burst of pop-off really slowing down, but a nice counterplay. Icy with some vision to be able to wait on Chills in to get that pass. Beza getting challenged in the face by Marksman. Boo will end up just passing it over, but Chill can't put it on target. Now near side corner, Marksman with the giveaway. Oh, Beza gets kind of pit maneuvered, and that will slow them down for just a moment. Boo has no boost and fakes out the attackers, and Marksman will win this 50.
Just gotta take advantage of stuff like that. Little stuff like that, especially with how good these two, like this Bandits defense is right now. And when they whiff and they give you a shot like that, you gotta be taking advantage of like all those, or it's gonna be hard to come back in this.
Icy and Chill, just like we were talking about, their rotation, something is amiss since game 2. But now from the midfield line, looking for a pass. Now this one's starting to develop. Beza working the corner, Icy trying to extend it, but it will be Boo who is able to get there first. Now Boo, extra flip, kind of took him out of the lane, so Marksman's going to take his place. That's a quick whiff. And so now he's all the way upfield, but Harry Gary crossing from lateral line, wall to wall. Good demo. There will be no upfield clear, but Beza now trying to make the second touch. Avalanche, helter skelter, killing the Bandits as they rotate, but they are still able to survive. Now, Beza with another one. If the Bandits are to lose this particular game, maybe not the whole series, but this one, it is going to be just bent on finding those few mistakes that they're starting to make, because the Avalanche have otherwise been kind of giving away a lot of defensive issues for them to take advantage of.
Yeah, the Bandits are starting to get a little panicky. I don't know if that's Avalanche is kind of speeding up a little bit. But yeah, it's if they lose this game, it's gonna be a hard game for them next game, because you're going with momentum against you, and here we go.
Beza, all right. So they're within 1, 69 seconds, the sexiest of time remaining, and he makes that one just look easy because able to just kind of stall out the defender as he goes towards the opposite corner.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's just an all-out attack from the Avalanche. Is a bit fortunate it was a double. Took two Avalanches players to 50 that, and then luckily Beza came in and put the goal in. But relying on stuff like that isn't gonna be the best idea. But you got to do what you can now in these next 50 seconds to get a goal.
Beza now slinging it to the back wall. That's a demo. Marksman technically by himself dribbles away from the attacker, Harry Gary. Now that Boo is respawned, they will continue this attack, and it's going to work this corner real fast. Beza, he's going to move it over one. Maybe an open net. No, but it will be Chill. High aloft, looking for the dunk. A double, a triple, but no, they cannot put it away.
Oh, man. Bandits are literally serving this up for them, and they're getting the right touches right before the shot, and it's just, you just got to do that little extra to put the ball in the net. They're giving it to you.
Captain Quickscope and the Bandits, they have had so many times where this series could have ended and not in their favor, but instead they are working for the reverse sweep. They were down 2-0 and have come to back. From what you've seen, from how the Avalanche have struggled since game number 2, what is the team to bet on right now? Because now it was Boo's turn to get up, and it seems to not matter. Like, whoever from the Bandits is not going to be the best on the billboard, they're going to be just fine serving it up to their teammates. But Avalanche seem to be their own worst enemy, and again, Chill at the top of their team, apparently getting the most amount of touches here. But is that a product of him actually cutting off Beza and Icy? Is them not trusting him? Who do we go with?
I think Bandits are their defense right now. What they're doing well is they're not super panicking. Besides the last minute or two of that game, they panicked a little bit and they let a goal go in, and there should have been honestly more goals that went in, but they're getting the clears out, and they're actually doing something with the ball. It just feels like Avalanche isn't being threatening with the ball. They're doing stuff, they're keeping possession, and they're putting the shots on, but nothing seems threatening yet.
Well, the threats of a final Game 5, and of course a Game 5 to start things off. The Bandits and the Avalanche trying to vie for top seed in their division and go into the postseason. They want to get to that 3 series win mark, and that will about solidify them making the playoffs. The loser not exactly out, not really, but in definitely the lower parts. Oh, this one very beneficially dropping off for the Bandits off to the errant wall. Now Harry Gary backing out is going to let Marksman now tiptoe his way forward. I don't believe either of these players have much in the way of boost. Icy has traded out. He is now going from his Dominus to the Octane, not feeling comfortable apparently in his own skin.
You know, maybe that's just the thing they needed to get past. I don't know. And they're just double committing and they're rotating ball side against each other and hitting each other, and it's gonna get punished if the longer and longer they do it.
Something has to change. In the opening minute, no one being able to find some separation from the other team. Icy to the midfield. Harry Gary and the Bandits now chasing after one another. It's a shot! Ooh. Oh, a fast banger! This is gonna be, oh man, 60 miles an hour, but it looked like it was going much faster than that.
Yeah, it's just, like I said before the game started, Bandits just have that, I don't know what you want to call it, they have that threatening thing where they're gonna put something on and you're gonna have to save something. Like that's the way they play, and it really does work on a lot of teams that panic like this, and it's just they're tripping over each other on top of Bandits taking advantage of everything they're given.
Chill with a clear. Marksman gathering some boost and his wits, and this one will drop to opposite end. Gonna let that TP across as Boo is gonna early rotate on the corner. Icy, I think the reason he switched to the Octane, he's gonna try and do a little bit more finessing with his dribbling. Dominus is a little bit tougher. Oh, but then just kind of dishing it up. Ooh. Boo, direct line shot. Harry Gary, no demo. And the Bandits, they are just corralling the Avalanche either into their own post or their own corners. Oh, a nice demo. That's going to start to get the tilt going. Ooh. A little bit of a miss, but nothing to punish just yet.
Yeah, the Bandits are placing themselves in good position, so if something were to happen, like a whiff right there, they're there to get to it.
They do you feel like they're kind of leaning forward, being aggressive? They're unafraid of this, like no nerves in Game 5. They're just getting through these Avalanche guys.
Absolutely. The Avalanche seem a little more timid with each other, honestly. They're tripping over each other and everything, and Bandits are just getting in there, and you just kind of have to have that aggressive attitude sometimes, especially I feel that's how the Bandits play when they're at their best, is just going for it full send.
Well, Chill's in, trying to go full send. He doesn't have much in the way of boost for this one, so he's going to just drop it off. A nice pass, maybe to himself. Chill to delay it, will not do so. He has to work for some boost, and instead he's going to rotate opposite side post. Icy off his forehead, and still down 1. 123 seconds remain. Chill, looking for a clear. And is at least trying to take away from the flight time of Booze. Looking for a double! And this one just opposite side. And the continuous attack, a miss by Marksman. And now the counterplay coming. Chill looking for Icy and Beza, and they double commit.
Jeez. All 3 of them just committed right there. Luckily, Chilson turned fast enough to stop an easy goal and open net, but again, they're tripping over each other right now.
Now, Beza. Icy to Chill. 90, less than 90 seconds on the board. Icy and Beza. They've had to account for their GM coming in. This is one of those changes that you would want to practice throughout the week and not when it comes to game time. Marksman again, wanting that goal to really ensure victory. A nice drop off to the post, and Chill will go wide. Icy's gonna have to rotate up. He's waiting in the wings. Oh, and it's Chill cutting off Icy. Beza now opposite wall, less than 60 seconds remaining.
Again, that big long clear that just gets them out of their half and able to replenish boost and reset. And now they're all boosted, ready for this counterattack from Avalanche.
Oh, but Chill, he's getting bumped aside. He's gonna try and keep it from Boo, but that's a pass to Marksman. Beza slows it down. That will be the death knell. Harry Gary, and only 33 seconds left. Didn't mean for that pass to happen, and Beza just had no power to clear us out.
Yeah, Beza kind of got caught in a weird spot. I don't know if there's much he could have done by hitting that differently. It's just those kind of unfortunate spots, but that was a good placement by Marksman.
Trying to get a little bit of extra clout going with that. 25 seconds. Icy and Beza. That's actually a kind of a drop-off pass, and Beza can put one on. Oh! What the hell was that?
Uh-oh. I mean, hey, game's not over yet. But
Oh my god!
Totally calculated. Icy completely read the touch, the save. He came in across the net because he knew exactly where that ball was going.
15 seconds left. Avalanche trying to pull off what could be a miracle with only 2 goals down and now 1. Chill with the set. Beza's going to have to make this a sky dunk. It's going to go to the high corner, and Captain Quickscope may ruin their joy. Icy from his own back wall is going to have to catch it, and this one will be a reverse sweep. GG to the Bandits, surviving against the onslaught of the Avalanche.
Yeah, that was just, I think, completely what you said. The Bandits just took a little bit to wake up, and honestly, when they woke up, they just started playing faster, and Avalanche never could keep up. They started tripping over each other, and just really, I mean, I think when Avalanche goes back and looks at this, they're really going to be kicking themselves because, man, they kind of gave this away.
That they did, and there's also going to be a lot that they are going to want to recover from, because I mean, if they're making these big roster changes, roster moves, especially at the last second, not exactly the prime time to be doing that. So they tried, and they had a 2-0 run, but the Bandits finding that momentum, finding a way to steal themselves and steal the series as a whole. And congrats to them. They are now progressing to 3-1. Our chums over in Division 2 still spicing up for yet another matchup. We're going to be taking a very short break here, as we're going to be having the Casuals and the Mob go up in our next set. Stick around, because the Casuals, maybe they'll be able to find this massive upset over the Mob and get their first series win. Who knows, because we have even more subs coming in. We'll be right back here with Season 5 Vanguard League Week 3.
This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
Second chances till we bleed. And when all love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in that line, past the we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in that line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Hail Monkey Man. That's a timer. And we're back. All right, it's time to get to our second match of the day. I apologize that we're a little bit behind schedule. They just finished so frequently and ferociously that I had to make sure everything was good. So we're going to make this a little bit quicker. The Casuals. I'm the GM. It's a little bit crazy out here. They have a replacement tonight, a sub of T-Man, subbing in for Venom because we already had HB Buddy not able to show up. So Arvo and Tossing Turnips will be playing alongside him against the Mob, Archaic, Volk, and Twins. This group seems to be just fine in everything they do. A little bit of a matchup overwhelmingly in support of the Mob. 3.5 goals, a ton. A lot of those now did come in for the that match against the Ninjas. So great, grain of salt, whatever you might expect for this in particular. But otherwise, not a whole lot of good production coming out of the Mob, or not the Mob, but the Casuals. Either way, it looks like we're going to be getting down to the field here in just a moment, so I want to thank everyone for your patience, but thank you for also being here. It's time to go into game number 1. Casuals sitting at a very not pretty 0-3, and they've had a couple chances where they might be able to actually take a game 5, and they've had a few ruined. Will this be the same? Not sure. And with a last-second pickup, we've already seen that kind of a choice not be the best. We have Arvo, we have Tossing Turnips, and we have T-Man against Volk, Twins, and Archaic. Twins tossing one over to Archaic and now going for a very quick touch, tossing turnips. They've been playing a lot today and a lot alongside each other, so everyone should be warmed up from the casuals. If there was to ever be an upset, this is the one I think that would be most upsetting. I mean, I think a lot of people might be happy, but not exactly in terms of, you know, it'd be hilarious is what it would be. I myself being my own team's GM, it'd be fantastic and crazy to see. But right now, the opening minutes, rather quiet. Both teams trying to figure out positioning for these opening volleys. Volk, oh, the last second save. T-Man, nice touch, good defense. But he's trying to get in the way of the next one. Arvo moving into the midfield. This one will be a little bit of a cross cut, and it will be challenged. Arvo just has to get back to it, but does not stay with the play. Twins looking for a clear. He gets it up past one, past two, not past three. T-Man holding the back line down, and that's what we expect out of T-Man. If you're kind of that fill-in, you're either crazy pop-off and you're going to be doing a lot of stellar, amazing offensive plays, or you're going to be the guy that's supporting the previous two doing what they do. Good positioning here. Going to make for the challenge. Tossing turnips. Opposite side of the net. And now a drop down, and T-Man, the third man up, able to get the first goal this series. Arvo had this great backboard touch, was looking maybe for a double. It was actually a triple commit with the casuals flying in hot. And they will go up first. For the time being, I will be solo casting this one. So if you're wondering where all the other voices went, well, this is what happened. Oh! My goodness, and then just there a little bit too soon! And another save! Archaic. Oh, what a finesse, patience touch that was. Now to the backboard. Arvo striking in. Casuals. Own worst enemy so far if they've been just kind of getting in each other's way and overcommitting for the time being. And the mob have had a lot of challenges in their face. T-Man upfield in a hurry. A miss by Archaic. Arvo trying to drop one off. And will be Archaic having to rotate crosswise on his own goal line. Now T-Man with an easy loft, no boost, so this will be slow. Arvo rotating back down in the midfield, looking for Twins to make a touch. Volk, who was very efficient and proficient in his series performances in week 1, has been pretty quiet here so far. Tossing turnips, and they'll leave it for T-Man. And so far, it looks like the mob are able to find ways to push the casuals back, but for how long? Twins. Nice little touch up over to Archaic, and Arvo's gonna have to burn through some boosts. Half clear to his own corner. T-Man as well, going high. And the casuals retaining this 1-goal lead, a minute and a half remaining in game number 1. To even take one game off of, this is the current #1 team in the entirety of the Vanguard League, would be something special. A little bit of a team bump, a little bit of a love bump, if you will. Take away from Arvo. T-Man, this coming back home, and he has to get a save. Can't get there in time. Archaic finding a good thing when he can. Archaic just able to barely beat out tossing turnips on that lateral move. Archaic is the GM of the mob, as well as the Vanguard captain for the mob. Arvo. They sadly lost a Game 5 reverse sweep last week, and they are trying now to use that their new chemistry more than ever after Arvo was picked up late in week 2. Toss over, Twins to the ceiling. Haven't really seen too much from him just yet. A few clears, a few little nudges here and there. Able to make a nice read. Archaic now trying to play speedy. He's a bit ball chasey, but he's been doing quite well for his team so far. Their only goal. Volk, direct line shot, but it's going to get him and the ball taken aside by Arvo. T-Man, improved play since we saw he did get drafted, but then he was promptly dropped. And now trying to come back in as a sub for a needy casuals team, looking for some love and some Maybe their first W of the season. Arvo from the backboard. That's going to be T-Man with the commit. Tossing turnips. Looking for a lateral pass. Won't get there. Instead, it will be an upfield counterattack. Arvo slowing it down. Takes it away from the mob. And we're going overtime in game 1. Casuals keeping pace. And they struck first in this series. Now they're hoping to strike back with golden goal on the line. Twins with the beat. It will be a double demo. Both players out, and Volk with a miss. It was an open net. T-Man, very slow. He has nothing in the tank, but he's going to keep these touches. And actually, going to do what he can. Nice little drop off. Volk now just chasing after it. All of the mob chasing. Casuals actually doing quite well on their lateral defense. Leaving it, and as well as their patience. T-Man, great 50. Archaic in the mob. Now I'm going to return back to their own half. This is it's a long bomb read from the midfield. Archaic looking to pass over to Volk, but instead grabs nothing. Arvo's going to get this over Twins. Casual so far been postured. Be able to take a game 1 win. The mob looking to take one against them. No double tap, and Volk now with a long clear. Arvo standing his ground. Archaic. This is a great loft, but no one chasing after it until T-Man comes into the picture. Twins. If anything, they're forcing the casuals to kind of play a little bit too patient. They can't really make these reads too well. Tossing turnips over to T-Man. And now going back onto defense. Tossing turnips takes it sideways, and Volk, maybe to himself, drop off to T-Man, and the casuals now prying for a counter. Arvo doesn't have much in the way of boost. In fact, he has 0 and continues to have 0, which could prove fatal. Archaic sends it high, looking for the double, and maybe will be coming in, but no, it was a miss. And now all the way back, Arvo gonna do the same thing and can't quite get there from under the crossbar. And we are outside of our second minute of overtime. See the counterplay coming from the mob. They're trying to work it from the side wall. No one finding separation in this match so far. Arvo with the flick over Volk. And Volk has got to be getting frustrated. He has not had many of these shutdown shots like he did before. Arvo just forcing the mob to rotate. Oh, that's a double. Arvo needs to get back, and he realizes this as he saw both T-Man and Tossing Turnips going at the same ball, and they're now rotating on the same thing again. Another double commit, but a great clear. Tossing Turnips going to try and challenge it. Cannot make the read. Arvo upfield. Tossing Turnips in the rotation, and will be T-Man now going to the high side corner. He does not get the touch, and that'll be the put away. No! Twins putting it right back, looking for a doink that takes the touch away from Arvo. But T-Man upfield. One more to beat. Volk to the low side corner, and Tossing Turnips high side backboard, and is still beaten off from the corner. Arvo sends it high. Now, 3 minutes into overtime. The mob, oh, this is the best opportunity they have, and it will be all the way from midfield. Just able to get the defense out of position, and the casuals will drop game 1. The mob not looking like the mob that we thought they would be, as the casuals come in with a pretty stout defense. And honestly, doing good things over here. They actually didn't have to do too much because there's so many shots off target. Archaic pulling his weight nearly 1,000 points for his team. Twins and Volk looking a little lost, and T-Man honestly coming in with some fire. We had a few double commits from the casuals, looking to see if they can kind of clean that up. Doing so proved very beneficial for them. We're gonna have game number 2 forthcoming. I know that they feel like that probably they should have had that game, casuals. There was a couple times where if they just played like maybe a half second more patient. Arvo with 7 shots of the 11 from the casuals, and they were on offense all the time. Hey, I'm trying to hype up both these squads, but mob, let's go ahead and talk about the mob for a second. I'm not going to say they're overhyped, but definitely they are plus 14 from one single match. Across the rest of them, it's been a struggle. 10-3 overall in games, so they're doing pretty good. Now they're 11-3. But otherwise, this is a team that still has a lot to prove to me and prove to themselves, because they need to get up into this series and really show the Casuals the door, or the Casuals have a way right back into this series. But let's get back into it as well. It's game number 2. T-Man maybe crossing it, and it only took 4 seconds. T-Man showing a reason or two why maybe he shouldn't have been dropped. All right. So far, so good for the Casuals. T-Man. Few people have said that maybe he was just a little bit too tough to work with, but I'm seeing the Casuals work with him just fine. Maybe that's telling of one thing or another, but he's doing great things on the side of the Casuals right now. Arvo looking for a clear and Archaic. Archaic was kind of a one-man wrecking machine, enabling his team to win in Game 1. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to see more of the same, because Volk, who we saw be just an MVP in our opening week or two for this season, has been very, very ineffective. Volk looking for a touch, bump, tossing turnips out of the picture. Oh, already looking for a Dunkarooski. Maybe a straight line shot will do it, as Volk just comes in, sees too many cars floating, and it's time to finish this one off. Oh, he took away the clear from Arvo, and that just gives Volk an easy beamer right inside the post. First 60 seconds of play have been very eventful. A little bit too much of a pass, more of a flick onto his own teammate, T-Man. Oh, giving it to Arvo, and Casuals again on the attack. Twins actually gives it back to Arvo, and now he's gonna go play some defense. You have 2 men on defense on the backboard from the mob. They have been very much in their own way. Double at the post. T-Man, he's rotating very near, looking for that lateral shot. He will not be able to turn the post just at this moment, and the mob still trying to escape their own half. Arvo just off target. And now from the high side corner, Volk looking for a clear. That's a drop, and you see both T-Man and Tossing Turnips turning aside. Casuals still in control territory-wise. Oh, but except for that miss right there. So now it's going to give the mob a chance to come out of their own half. Volk with the setup. Archaic should be coming. He actually couldn't put it down. T-Man, it's a foot race. He has to get around Twins, and Twins just barely gets in the way. Now Twins to the ceiling. Will not be able to get it himself, but it will be Volk. This one dropping down immediately. Nice little bowler. Arvo is going to have to read out against Archaic, and Tossing Turnips sends it from his own post. Casuals. They were able to stay behind the ball for a good opening minute or two. Now the mob are taking their turn at a little bit of possession, but they're on their own half. That's a drop to T-Man. T-Man to the back wall. That's a double commit on both sides, both defense and offense, which means there's 1 man left to rotate to either end. Twins getting killed. Volk with a little bit of a finesse pass. Archaic puts it off target. Again, no separation between either of these squads. This is the best and worst of Division 1. This is actually the best of the entire league versus the worst of the entire league, which statistically is maybe going to change here forthcoming. Oh my goodness, he nearly owned gold for himself, which would have been a gift to the mob. T-Man is going high backboard, and Twins trying to make a dunk pass of it will give Turnip a chance. Archaic from his own ceiling. Oh, T-Man, I think Ghost touched it, which is going to put Arvo in an awkward situation. We'll go lateral. Twins with an immediate shot to the post. That's a miss. Volk cleans it up, and that's 2 for Volk. It did go lateral, and he's able to clear it, but Tossing Turnips went for the immediate challenge, and Volk knew that if he were to miss that, there's no one left to guard the net. Arvo from the ceiling. Gonna play it right off the backboard. T-Man and Tossing Turnips deciding to play it safe. And now safety. Ooh, oh, never mind. I was gonna say Volk was gonna come up for that challenge. Actually, I don't know who got demoed. Oh, it was Twins. He was gonna come up for that challenge. Arvo, and it just doesn't go in. Tossing Turnips with a miss, and it will be taken away from T-Man. Now Arvo by himself. Is 60 seconds left on the attack, but on the counter, Volk out of position, and the counter play by the Casuals will have us tied up all over again. The Mob, they've been in control several different times, and there is a lack of difference between these teams, both playing their hearts out, both playing for the postseason. One of them much more solidified in their position at 3-1. Casuals sitting on a mighty goose egg they would love to crack. Shot coming, Twins with a miss. T-Man trying to get it over Volk, and Volk is going to safely edge it aside into the corner. Not any boost left to him. He will rotate down. Arvo going for the dunk. He's able to make first touch, take big boost, and T-Man now continuing the play. Arvo, he's going to catch it. Oh, he will not be able to trap it though, but he does very well in getting his read over Twins. Arvo. Now Volk on the return. Archaic will put it lateral, and it will be a 50-50 of him versus Twins, and Twins wisely turns back to his own net. Going to burn through what remaining boost there is, but the ball goes in favor of the Casuals to the backboard. T-Man, will this be the drop that happens? Arvo, no to Tossing Turnips. Dangerous situation for the Mob. Tossing Turnips, and then, oh my goodness, it would have been in. Yet again, we're in OT. Possession goes to Archaic. He was able to help them out in getting their win. T-Man has one man to beat. He's trying to play it weird and wacky and crazy and force difficulty from the Mob's defense, and Tossing Turnips too close. But Arvo is able to give them time. Again, it's Arvo, and again, it's a double commit. Now T-Man and them taking up position at the midfield. Nice knock aside. Archaic getting challenged, and the Mob find themselves trapped in their own half once more. Arvo doesn't get demoed and will win the touch. And he's going to go for a late jumper, and it's only going to barely slam Archaic back down to his wheels. The Mob several times have been trapped in their own half, and Arvo and the Casuals have been doing quite well to get these offensive plays in their favor. Tossing Turnips, if he can finish off a shot, they would have won this game several times over, as well as other games. Arvo, they see Archaic on the opposite side. Good challenge. But now Volk working against Arvo. All of the Mob in one spot. That's a double commit. But now they're just advancing. Good rotation, if you think about it. Oh, demo onto Archaic. The Mob looking at Volk. That's a 50. That's going straight to the ceiling, and Twins with a late jumper. That's actually just leaving it, and Archaic comes in for a dunk. This high bounce, no one was able to grab it, so Archaic decided he would do it all himself. The Casuals now down 2, and the Mob looking to extend their series lead and possibly posture themselves for a guaranteed #1 seed, at least in their division going into week 4 later on. But so far, Casuals, got a feel for them. They have been able to take the #1 team right here and really make them work for it. Going into game number 3, it could be a sweep, which really doesn't tell the tape whenever you're talking about this series. They've been working their darn hearts out. So let's see if we'll be able to have another reverse sweep on stream. Bandits able to do the same against the Avalanche. A day where we have 2 reverse sweeps. That's a day to remember. After this, we may be having another a lucky entrant when it comes to the casting booth. I think we might end up having Phoenix with us. But if you're just now joining us, make sure you stick around. We have one more match after this one, whether this ends in this next game or not. And it looks like the server might have died. So I'm going to go restart it, make sure that that's all good to go. And we're going to be having the Spartans versus the Knights, which is sure to be a good one because in Division 2, that is just as competitive of a division. And they're bringing it down there. So if we actually look into the standings for that particular division, Spartans 2-2, Knights at 2-2. A win between either of these teams sets up a fun match against the Ninjas, who actually just took down, I believe, the Nova. And so #1 placements in either of these divisions being big. You have to be in the top 4 to get a bye, top 2 to get a second round bye. If you're on the bottom 4 of like 5 through 8, you make it to the Eliminator. And then if you are the bottom or worst of the entire league, then you are out. So, yeah. Casuals right now on the brink of possibly being eliminated. They are 5-9 when it comes to their game series, but I guess right now, having lost 2, they're 5-11. Mob at 12-3. If they were to somehow lose out on this one, it would be 12-6, and the Casuals would improve to 8-11. But so far, it's just been not a casual season, which isn't much to say because Casuals as a whole, generally this is how the franchise kind of turns out. Right now we're just waiting for a few remaining players to come in. We got Arvo and Archaic, T-Man and Twins, Volk, and it looks like all we're waiting on is Tossing Turnips. Actually, no. Yes, Tossing Turnips left, and it looks like he will be coming back in. The lore for this one was the Battle of Neo Tokyo, because the ninjas left. They went to the temple. Nova is 5-14 right now. All right, it looks like we're able to cut right back in. We're gonna get these guys to join, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of a break is all that the Casuals need to really spark some change. Game number 2 or game number 3. 2-0 sweep right now so far to the back wall. This has actually proven a whole lot. If you were a Vanguard team that was looking for a pickup, please be using T-Man right now and his performance here as huge plays and a portfolio for how he could help you out, because he is not a casual. He is a sub coming in. So very much a worthy pickup as a free agent. And I hope that's what a lot of people do, is that they be able to see how people perform in this particular stuff. And sometimes people are in early sets difficult to work with, but maybe just because you haven't found their niche. And T-Man, I mean, he's been doing great things so far, especially against this really tough mob squad. Volk can't get the second one. T-Man with a shot, and once more, T-Man coming in, and he will strike first several times. In fact, every single game, the Casuals have been the first on the board, and the Mob have had to play catch up, and T-Man has been a big part of that. This is the second series. Oh, Tossing Turnips. Arvo from the sidewall. And Tossing Turnips is trying to get in the way, but it's going to turn to a 50 over to the backboard. Archaic there to line it up but not knock it down. Arvo able to get a nice clear. Twins trying to find what position he should be in, because right now he's not really been in much of anything. Tossing Turnips, a little bit aggressive, and that's what's kind of played against him so far in this series. Backing up into it. T-Man. Nice knockdown as Twins extends the play, but they may not be able to get all the way back to it just in time. Archaic is carrying his mob team right now. Volk rotating the back post. Casuals. Oh, he just barely gets in the way. Tossing Turnips. Arvo putting a lateral, and T-Man trying to cut off Volk. Now, looking for a clear to the corner. Archaic with a great read. Archaic as well, if some of you might remember from history's past. It was just a short history a little bit ago, but he also was part of the undefeated winning Banger Boy and Josh squad of the Bandits winning in Vanguard League last season. So he knows how to win. He knows how to strike. He knows how to go on offense. Archaic Getting shoved aside by Arvo. But still, he continues. Looking for Twins. Trying to get this pass to play. But T-Man, great positioning. Arvo, they're finding an open back line. Has to make a pass. It goes a little bit high. T-Man trying to make the drop off, and Arvo's going to rotate back. But he does wait for the rotation. He's going to try and slow down Twins. Tossing turnips. There's a lot of purple out there, both sides. The mob, give them anything. They know how to coordinate. If they're on orange team, they dress in gold. If they're on blue team, they pull out the mob purple. Arvo. Great save so far. The mob, a good setup. Twins over to Archaic. Archaic going for a shot, and it will go wide. Over and over again, the Casuals have been able to go up by 1, but then not able to keep that lead. Shot on. Archaic with the save. He's definitely improved his defense since Season 4. Volk, upfield. Arvo, stopping them in their tracks. T-Man coming back to it. Oh, and it's very precariously placed. They get a save. Archaic with a drop over to Volk. Oh my goodness, puts it far off the target, and that was an open net. Good 50, good positioning. Volk trying to get it clear. It will come off the wall well wide of it. That's a double commit, though, by the Casuals, and now Volk able to very patiently find his way into a turtle position until he gets this clear. T-Man upfield, a nice demo, and all they have to do is put a shot on. They'll get it. Oh, and he goes for the demo, and this is the first 2-goal lead for either team. T-Man flipped it. A demo was gotten, I believe, on a tossing turnips, and then that created a smoke screen for the ball to find its way in the net. Casuals, they have proven that they can keep pace with anyone. It doesn't matter if you're the best in the league, worst in the league, which at this current moment, statistically, they are. But they have, all you have to do to make the postseason is not be the worst 2. If you can get 3 match wins, you're pretty much guaranteed a showcase into the playoffs. Arvo with the catch, able to make a nice trap. Archaic, though, forcing the issue, and tossing turns with the no-touch. T-Man, good positioning, and a takeaway from Twins. Twins with a popper. Tossing turnips will delay the attack. Kryptide, if you could come in here, that would be fantastic, because I've been talking to myself this whole time. Tossing turnips from the midfield, going for a shot, and T-Man, he stopped it only because the defender was coming, and then T-Man puts it right back in. Oh, what a takeaway. Twins couldn't get it from the crossbar, and T to the man doing great things. Three 0 game win, and the Casuals doing big things. Oh, and able to even put an exclamation point on it. Oh my goodness. Hey, you know what? That's one. These games have been up to this point only won by 1 goal, and now the Casuals doing things just like the Bandits. Hey, talking is what I do, Luke. This is what I do. But hey, look at that. Casuals still sitting on an 0-3 series record, but they're able to take a game, improving themselves to 6-11 at this point. 12-4 now for the Mob, and the Mob have not looked confident. I gotta tell you, Archaic has really been carrying the show between him, Volks, and Twins. There's not been a whole lot to speak well about from them as a whole, but Archaic doing what he can to enable Volk and Twins really need to kind of put up or shut up when it comes to this particular series.
Wow.
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 Hey, look at him. Look at him.
My quality was turned down all the way, so I didn't see the score, but wow.
Yeah, it's coming big out here. Okay, so I'm actually do I have added as a friend on here? I do. All right, so I'm gonna invite you real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so spectate, invite, boom. All right, make sure you get in here in just a second. All right, so we got Kryptide in the chat, everyone. He is the captain of the Champion Ninjas, and you guys actually will be playing tomorrow, which is gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah,
So-
we'll be playing Bandits.
You know, I remember last season that you had said you guys were playing every week on stream, and I was like, well, you know what? You're not gonna. So this will be your first time on stream tomorrow. How you feeling about it?
Huh? I think me, Dino, and Breadboy will be ready for tomorrow.
You're having Bread Boy instead of PC Dog?
He needs to get his 2 games and so.
Hey, here we go. All right, look at you actually playing your 4th. Crazy. All right, but so far we have had the casuals actually keeping up with the mob a lot. They've been doing quite well. Only down. They lost game 1 and game 2 by 1 goal, and now the mob just suffered their first game loss of this series, 4-0. And it's been just through some consistency. Like Arvo, and they had to bring in T-Man as a sub, and T-Man's actually done some great things.
I'm pretty sure I've seen T-Man. Like, he's
Oh my!
pretty sure GC.
He's been doing great so far. Arvo rotating back, having to get all the way back, but that's a dangerous position. Arcade going for a shot, and Arvo barely there in time.
I think a major thing for casuals now, if they were losing by 1, like the 2 games they lost, I think now they just have to be consistent for him, keep putting up the shots if they want to win out the series.
Archaic has been kind of a one-man show when it comes to the mob. There's not been a whole lot of good from the mob. Volk and Twins just seem kind of lost. So if they can shut him down, force Volk and Twins to kind of really start carrying their weight. What a shot, though. What an angle. And just like I was talking about, it's all Archaic.
Yeah, Archaic's there challenging the ball, just constantly putting pressure back on casuals. And I think you're right. I think if casuals can take out Archaic, they will be able to put shots in on their net. Because there's not a lot of teams that can just have one man reliable for everything.
Volk trying to actually get some offense going. And Archaic now can't really make that connection. So now T-Man and Arvo on the upswing and for the rotation. Oh, what an angle. And nearly is able to turn the post. For those of you that did miss out in our previous series, it was a 3-2 reverse sweep of the Bandits over the Avalanche. So that one was interesting to watch. Arvo is going to go and try and carry this forward. No flip for him. Slapped down by Twins, and now rotating high and up. Looking at, T-Man. One guy that I need to start more consistently hitting the ball just in general is tossing turnips. He has had several times where he has been able to have like kind of some put away shots that have just not happened.
Yeah, I've been watching, like, when casuals on defense, it seems like tossing turnip cannot make a connection with the ball, and it just results in them being pressurized more.
Oh, Twins trying to bump T-Man out of position. We'll get that, but a nice clear forces Volk to go for a high jumper. Twins traps it on the forward end of his car, and Archaic is able to help out. Errant miss by Arvo is going to force turn-up upfield, and T-Man, good position. If he has really hit those higher ranks, he's been hitting the grind, because I remember last season, it was kind of 50-50 with his performance, but this has been really good.
Yeah, I want to say I've seen T-Man low 1600.
Wow, that's something. Oh, a little bit too far back, but T-Man rotating forward, tossing turnips, try and toss it high, and the mob now taking a position defense against the casuals, and they're kind of stuck in their own half. Tossing turnips, not able to get elevated enough over the defender, and so now the mob on the attack. 140 remaining. It only takes 1 goal to win as long as you're 1 up. And the casuals now are currently down. Every single goal over them is a match point win, so they must start getting out of their own half. T-Man with a whiff, forcing Arvo upfield. They've seemed a little bit sloppier in this particular game. Tossing turnips is going to get baited upfield, but he's actually going to get that possession. Looking to put it lateral. He'll rotate again. Want to get out of the way of Arvo. The mob, all they have to do is get salty, get squishy on their defense. Okay.
I think something with casuals is if they want to be considered in this game, they just have to touch the ball precisely, pass it to each other. They're missing the ball a lot, and it's causing them to lose possession most of the time.
Lots of lateral moves, tossing turnips. They've been out of boost, out of time. 40 seconds remaining. The Mob trying to finish off this series, and with no one home and a 2-goal lead, might be able to do so.
I don't think there's any hope for Casuals at this point. They've been looking sloppy all game. They need to make touches in this next 45 seconds if they want to even score a goal.
Still time, but with the season on the line for the most part, this is pretty much do or die for the Casuals. Tossing Charm's going to try and chase. No possession so far. That's a win on that 50. Volk inside of his own post. Arvo pressing right upfield, and Arvo just can't get in position. He was there. Now Archaic, they're gonna burn some time off this clock, and Arvo can't get there in time either. This could be all she wrote for the Casuals, at least right now. They'll have to get 2 match wins, and they're gonna have to probably be clean sweeps to have a chance into the playoffs. T-Man with a doink, just off target. Just barely will the Mob survive. The Casuals, they will have another series loss, but not without going down without a fight.
They're going to have to reconsider going back to the drawing board and seeing what's going on with their play and fix it, because if they want a chance, they're going to have to perform really well next week.
Yeah, so they go down. They drop 6 and 12 on their games. The Mob improved to 13-4, and doing really well, the Mob. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. Mob, you kind of suck right now, and Archaic's doing all the work for you. Just saying. It was mostly him. Volk Twins might as well have been irrelevant to the entirety of that series. Casuals coming back and doing everything they could and just barely couldn't squeak them out. However, this does posture the Mob to be able to get to 4-1, and number 1 almost guaranteed in their division. Lining up for next week, they will have only 1 more series left to play. Now, I haven't figured out who they haven't played yet, so it could be big going forward.
I agree. For Mob, they're just going to want to keep doing what they're doing. Nothing seems to be broken on their side. It's just they got to get all their players playing well together, not just one.
Well, we got 1 more matchup remaining, and it looks like they're probably going to be ready for us very shortly. So it's going to be the Knights versus the Spartans. And I guess we got Cryptide in here. And Cryptide, are you here for 1 more series, my man?
Yeah, I'm good for the rest of the night.
Cool. All right, so we will keep you and the rest of you posted. Thank you so much for being with us for the Vanguard League today. We have our finale coming up for Week 3 for the Vanguard League. It's going to be the Spartans. It's going to be the Knights. Who's going to take it and who's going to posture themselves for a big matchup next week against the Ninjas. We'll be right back in just a few. I know I am muted. I'm always muted. It always happens. All right. Regardless, it is battle for Utopia Coliseum. We have the Knights and the Spartans, and we need to go ahead and look at their rosters because this is going to be a couple of fun ones. We have Monkey Nugs, Murky, and Mr. Manager. So MM and M. Actual NMM. Whatever. But we have Boss Alien Player, Vokes, and Swanky the Eagle, who was a most recent pickup. Between these two teams, both 2-2, sitting really pretty amongst one another, but also pretty darn close in terms of everything else. With the Spartans with a slight lead in terms of offense. What are you looking at between these two teams, Cryptide?
I think both teams have really good players, and I just think this game's going to go the distance. It's going to go 5.
You think it's going to go 5 all the way, but the Spartans will eventually take it?
Spartans are going to take it in 5. That's what I believe.
You know, that's a pretty good idea of it. I don't know if it'll go that far. One of these teams is probably going to pop off and win in 4. I think that it will be. I don't know exactly who. I would lean to the Spartans, but there's a lot of consistent ability on the side of the Knights, and they've been led pretty well this year overall as an entire franchise. So I might give it to the Knights just for the sake of it. But you know, we're gonna go ahead and get down the field and have them prove me right or you wrong or whatever we're gonna do, because these guys are ready to play and you guys have been waiting long enough. Again, thank you everyone so much for being with us. This is our final match of the evening, and it will be the end of week 3 for the Vanguard League. It's game number 1. Battle for the Coliseum, battle for the Utopia, and battle in front of the Emperor. We're gonna start off. Oh my goodness, it's that stupid boost. I hate that boost so much. It's that fresh. Hate that one. But we have the fast striking capability as well. Mr. Manager changed his name to Planet Girth. So I guess I'm gonna have to get used to that, at least a little bit. We have Swank the Eagle, Boss Alien Player, and Vokes. A lot of trades have happened on the side of the Knights. They've really tried to rebuild their teams a few different times. Not like there was much super wrong with their teams before, but I'd say there's a little bit more consistency now with these two.
Yeah, I mean, trades are going to happen eventually if you want to make your team consistent.
Murky rotating out, bare miss on offense, but now will be a long clear all the way back. It's as if the Knights had never left defense in the first place. Boss Alien Player trying to go for the drop off to Swanky Murky. No second touch. He will take the boost away from the Knights. Consistent, elongated offense so far. The Spartans are just trying to catch the Knights maybe out of position.
That's what it's been looking like. Like, Spartans get pushed back on defense, they always counterplay it back onto offense, which is something that the Knights haven't figured out to get around with.
So far, they've had at least one extra touch that didn't have to go back in their own half, but now that's coming from the midfield, beating out the forward attack of Nugs, but Murky with a great clear, and Boss Alien Player putting it right back in the paint. Mr. Manager. They said they wanted to get him in for this particular matchup because they had no fear here against these Knights. They believe Mr. Manager has the potential to really kind of show off and show out. Use those dart throwing capabilities to really put some points up there.
I agree with the Manager has become consistent over the seasons. I've seen it in his own play. He's gotten better, and I feel like this is a match they could put him in. Like, there's no consequences from losing except probably like a lower seed.
You know, he actually got C3, which is pretty amazing. No, he's doing good. Lots of pop-up. But now Mr. Manager having to slow down a would-be clear, and it's going to be Swank of the Eagle finally getting a whole piece of the backside of that ball. Double commit. No, not commit, but double touch. Not forthcoming. It will be a double commit. Trying to slice and dice their way back upfield, and the few times that the Knights have been on the attack, it's been nearly fatal for the Spartans. And the Spartans have been able to kind of push the Knights onto their heels on their own goal line quite a few times, but it will be Boss Alien Player who simply beats out this post defense.
The Spartans just look like they're struggling to figure out who's going for the ball when and where. Like, They're like undecisive on who's going. You can see it in their defense there.
Knights. It's going to be a matter of who can survive the siege of the other the longest. It's spear versus sword and the clanging of shields against one another. Armor, and a few different creases and cracks between. This is going to be a melee the whole way through. Boss Alien player rotating out to the midfield line, swinging the eagle with a drop up to the goal line, but Mr. Manager with a long bomb downfield. That's supposed to be a pass, and it will be as Vokes catches it, trying to get the follow-up. Murky, 50-50 to the sidewall, now swinging the eagle, trying to put one on. It goes high, no touch. That'll be a follow-up. He was going for the doink clear, and Boss Alien player has 2.
That's exactly what you're saying. It's just going to be a melee game. It's just a game of mistakes. Whoever's making the mistakes is going to get scored on. And it seems like Spartans can't figure out the mistakes they're making. That's costing them here.
Boss Alien player, I told him I would freestyle if he scored, because he's the big BAP. But I find myself at a loss for words because it's so beautiful. He said to me, he's like, well, if that's the case, I have to score at least 3 times. He's gotten 2. He's gotten 2 so far. Now,
Maybe that's the motivation behind winning this game. Is
It
to
could
get
be.
3 goals.
Now, I will say that the Spartans, if they were to beat the Knights here, they would go 3-2. Both these teams sitting at 2-2. But if the Spartans were to win, they have a matchup next week. I know that most of you don't know the schedule as it goes, but you can kind of guess who's left in each other's play because they haven't just played yet. That would leave a matchup between them and the Ninjas. And that's pretty much a battle for first place. So, kind of big stakes going on right now. Boss Alien player looking for that 3rd. Murky getting touched on his own corner and also getting moved backwards. Just kind of sitting there on his butt. A little bit too much upfield, and now Mr. Manager looking to maybe take this 50 away. Spartans, for all of the attack that they've been able to serve, they've had nothing go on target for themselves, and it will not be enough time. Down 2, Mr. Manager. Oh my goodness, what a save. They're able to keep this from getting any worse, but they definitely couldn't make it get any better. The Knights will end up taking game 1.
So here's what I'm thinking. Last week we were seeing Spartans pass and all that with each other. Do we think it's different now they're playing with Manager, or are they trying to find each other and just getting shut down by Knights?
I do believe that Manager brings a different dynamic, be it better or worse, that the Spartans have to really kind of overcome. And so it created some inconsistencies and perhaps a little bit of extra safe rotations will be able to allow the Spartans to kind of really work past this. But the Knights taking advantage, Swank of the Eagle and Boss Alien player really having to do all the work upfield on the forward end. So who knows? I believe that we're gonna find a better response. They just have to start putting things on target because they got upfield and they were able to make a lot of pressure onto the Knights at the early
A lot of
onset.
pressure, just not finding out where to put it.
Yeah, they have the shots to take. It's just a matter of taking those shots in the right time. Anyway, I don't think we're going to be any less for drama. This one will, at minimum, I believe, go to Game 4. At current, Knights holding a 1-0 series lead.
And we were talking about Murky next week. He seems to be doing well for a team as he just scores.
Yeah. It's an easy flick here, too. This is like the most kind of basic thing. Puts on his hood, flip forward. Whee!
It's just over the Knights. Whoever was saving that, I think it was Vokes, is just over his head. Couldn't reach it.
Well, 1-0. And that's the kind of stuff that the Spartans have done before as well. Uh-oh, a little bit of team bumping here. Because now Vokes is going to try and put this back into the middle. Boss Alien player, keeping them honest, keeping them sound and murky. Able to rotate, he's going to try and wave dash his way towards the ball, or at least deny a would-be read. Upfield, swing of the eagle. Now, looking for his teammate. Monkey Nugs making an early turn as Boss Alien player is going to try and dribble. Boss Alien player is one of those guys that can make you look silly. He's definitely good positional wise, and also great when it comes to dribbling. No follow-up. Murky, a little bit of a pre-jump. He's trying to beat the vertical touch. Mr. Manager getting beat on the vertical touch, but a nice pass upfield. It will end up going back to Nugs himself.
This just seems that they're trading back and forth with pressure. It's like game one. It's going to be a game of mistakes. Who's going to make the mistake and who's going to capitalize on it?
Do you think that's going to happen this entire series? Because it seems right now to be the thing.
I think that's going to be the pattern. It's going to be whoever plays more consistent who can not make more mistakes.
Because usually, or not usually, but sometimes we see the pattern of like who is just a dominating team and just kind of forcing the other back. There's really no domination here. It's a matter of, you know, just counterplay and consistent offense. Now Murky looking for a clear. It will go lateral, and so Manager's trying to extend that amount of field, but Vokes going to put this directly on, force Murky back. Mr. Manager trying to get cheeky with his touches. And now, Manager, go. That's great positioning. One more, and they will get a pass. Boss Alien Player. That's his third goal so far, and he has all 3 goals for the Knights in this series.
Boss Alien's really looking strong on Knights. He found the pass down and just capitalized on it. Nobody on Spartans could do anything.
Big Bap with the big slap, but again, that one was actually set up by Swank the Eagle, who had a great read on the Manager trying to get a clear. When the Spartans get pushed back into their own half, they don't often have the kind of resilience to make those micro movements or micro rotations to really get out of their own post. A little bit of an overcommit.
They seem to just be like a really see the ball and just try to get it out there and like not pay attention to the players on the field.
Would you say that's ball chase?
I wouldn't say it's ball chase. I say it's lack of awareness of like everything that's going on the field, because you have to be aware of like where you're hitting the ball. Swanky almost with a shot.
Ooh, very tunnel vision then. Oh, but a nice beat, and able to just barely get in what would have been a great rotation. Swanky ends up helping out Monkey Nugs, and the great counterplay is able to get them the lead back.
And that's what I'm talking about there. Murky saw Monkey coming for the ball, and he turned immediately to go back upfield instead of just rotate out. And it gave them a goal in the end.
Mr. Manager's going to go for an early read. Take it over, Boss Alien Player. So far, Boss Alien Player has not been putting the goals or the ball in the net for the Knights. No one has, but it's been some great passing from Swank the Eagle. Oh, Murky going for a very early read. He still comes back to knock them aside, but now Mr. Manager going to go near side post. That's a drop off between him and Murky. 2v2. No one takes advantage of a nice read from the middle. Boss Alien Player. He's been here since season 2. Actually, I think he's
been here since season 1. He was on my playoffs team for Avalanche season 1.
Did he get picked up later that season? Because I swore.
Yeah, he got picked up end season because our team kept losing players back and forth.
Gotcha. Okay, so because he subbed in like you did. It was like a lot of super subbing, but Vokes comes in with a slapper right here. A little over a minute and a half remaining. 2-2. There is not much of difference between either of these teams.
They're just trading.
Yeah. Now Murky from the corner. Gonna have to welcome Vokes into his castle. The fortress under siege now as the Spartans on the... Well, actually, the Knights are on the attack, and the Spartans are being fended off. Murky trying to get it around Vokes, and Vokes just taking a straight dash. Oh, but maybe a back pass over to Boss Alien Player, who puts it down in the middle, and Murky able to gather it up. 60 seconds left, and they are still attacking this corner.
That's just going to be whoever can get it out.
Ooh, a nice high upward flick, and it will be Nugs. Monkey Nugs throwing down, and that is a third lead for the Spartans.
That was a nice flick up for Manager. It caught Vokes off. It surprised Vokes, and it just enabled Monkey to go up and shoot it on target.
Planet Girth throwing all his worth up in the sky. He knows if he can't go and get it, might as well enable one of his teammates to do it for him. And now Planet Girth just there a little bit too soon. Murky from his own post. Easy clear to the corner, but it's going to come right back However, Swanky, oh, he's trying to bait him and now getting pushed around as he worked for the fake. Remember the code, Mr. Manager. Nice 50. Backboard defense is paramount right now. Swinging the eagle, looking to try and drop one inside the post, and this one very dangerously hanging in. A nice save by Murky. Oh,
and there's the gap they needed to score. He blocks out BAP, and they go up 2.
you beat BAP, you get the gap, and that could be the game. Now up to 4-2 in game 2, and the Spartans striking back into the series.
They just sealed the deal there with that last goal.
Oh man, and that was one of those where you know everyone's out of boost and they were going to try and rotate. But with the timer coming down, these two mighty warrior-based teams, they're going to be slugging it out. We're going to have a lot. Oh my goodness, just dance. Just dance at them. All right. All right.
I'm still convinced this is going the distance. They keep trading off back and forth.
I mean, I'm starting to agree with you. I thought there would be one team either very prominent over
Knights
the other.
looked like they didn't have as many mistakes in the first game, but this game really changed up.
Yeah, this one there was a lot I mean, especially because the Knights, they held consistent pressure over time and just really couldn't break through. There was not a whole lot of breaking through the shields of the Spartans this time around. The Knights went full longsword and didn't get really much of it except a few broken blades. And now, with a tied series at 1-1, based on what you've seen so far, Murky really kind of popping off in that second game. Maybe they started off just a little bit slow, a little bit timid.
Just getting to know the rotations.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a plan going into game 3, or maybe it's just going to be equal-sided again.
Now, if you were to pick one to go on match point first, who would it be?
Definitely Spartans would be on match point first.
Okay.
If they can look for each other and look out on the field of who they see, they'll be fine. But they just got scored on by Swanky.
What a demo this was, though. Swanky just had to wait. A good kill by Vokes. And, well, you can't defend what you're not there to defend. So, great play in the early 5 seconds. Spartans, even with their immediate pressure, they're also still kind of a comeback team. Long clear, trying to be a pass. Boss Alien player cutting off Murky. I always wonder, because, you know, we've had all these change-ups when it comes to people either being console or PC. Boss Alien player is as good as he is on console. How amazing do you think he would be on PC? We can hold that thought. Monkey Nugs with a straight-up shot. Murky put this into the low side, I guess, back wall, and then just trusting the read on it, puts it away from a flipping, I think, Swanky?
Yeah, it was Swanky. It was good placement for Monkey, put it far from him. So Swanky didn't really have a choice but back on Boss Alien. I feel like he will improve a lot if he ever does plan on switching to PC. He's already improved so much on console just by seeing him play in the league, but I think PC is going to be a boost that will really help him out in the end.
I mean, it's one of those things where you hate to have to say that, you know, hardware is a huge part of it, but it's massive, isn't it? Like, you just...
I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I'm still running off my, Switch, the little how you get off the Switch.
Really? Wait, you're on the Switch?
No, on the Switch, when you switch.
Oh, yeah. So, about to say, the Nintendo Switch, you'd be a god over there. Oh, my God. But it's one of those where, we've even seen improvement from both of the Tsunami players, Lynx G and J-Rod. Everyone that's come over, to include Monkey Nugs, it just seems to help. A high efficiency, high mechanical style game like this, definitely something to consider. But now, we get back to the game. Still 1-1 at 3:32 remaining. Monkey Nugs gets saved by Murky. He's able to get a clear here, but he has no boost, and there's nothing upfield except for what's in the corner. Manager taken to the midfield line, and he can't beat out Vokes. It's pushed. Monkey Nugs. Okay, so the Knights are starting to get a lot more demo happy. He was just rotating. Oh my goodness, nearly making that fat read, and another one right off the front face of the post. But the Knights are trying to just get rid of the defense. If they can't get around them, they're going through them.
And I think that's what they're noticing, that Spartans are making less mistakes, so they have to implement something new to get goals in.
Folks, have to rotate in a hurry, leaving it for Swanky, and Swanky has been able to get all of these crazy long clears. Boss Alien player just couldn't make the read from the crossbar, and Murky, he's still getting pressured. Turn around, Boss Alien player, shot, just barely off, and Swanky rotates too far forward, too fast. Oh, Mr. Manager, though, is going boost over ball. In fact, he missed the boost. Oh, no. Murky looking for a pinch. He's got nothing, and the Spartans very much in a bad way. No one making the jump, and Boss Alien player with his next goal.
That boost grab was absolutely necessary for Manager to grab. They needed that to get out. Seems like Murky or Monkey did not have any boost in the tank.
Yeah,
they were just trying to play it.
He looked like he gave a very purposeful backflip, I will say. Oh, okay. If Swanky would have scored as many goals as he has put things off the backboard, he would have had a lot. But Murky with the follow-up on this long clear, able to put this away. What a lift. Just right over Vokes.
Then we're back at this, going back and forth, goal after goal.
You know, I just realized that Murky has a yellow electric banner and also has Goku. Like, it looks while he's in Super Saiyan form. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd right now. So good. Good pass. It will go wide. Swanky. Apparently has the, I think that's the Pokemon, or maybe it's Pikmin thing. Vokes coming in. He's putting on a shot. Murky kind of lofted it right into the middle of the paint, right where, well, I think Nugs ended up putting that in for him.
And I'm going to give props to Knights. They seem to be putting the most pressure on, and Spartans just seem to be getting goals based off of countermeasures.
Oh,
and that's an own goal.
That is an own goal. He was trying to get to the backside of the ball, and his dodge roll did not twist when he made impact. Oh, goodness.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Give him some OGs in the chat, I guess. All right, now they're on the opposite side of history after game number 2. Very much. Oh my! Is this an own goal?
Oh my!
Oh, it's not quite. I thought we were just giving them away now. Swanky.
That would have been unfortunate for both sides.
Oh, he's gonna outplay everyone on the defense. Not quite. Boss Alien player now on the chase. He's looking to try and burn through all his boosts. Maybe just a little bit too aggressive. That is so fast.
I think Murky is using boost too quick. That's why we always see him when he's at 0.
I'm surprised he didn't actually grab that mid boost. Just a little bit back. Swanky now. Gonna demo Mr. Manager out of the play. Oh, if he maybe just gone for the fake, could have had him. But instead, we're gonna go for a long clear. Knights to the backboard. Murky just trying to get in the way. It looks like he's just going pure ball chase at this point. Murky from the near side post. Pop over to Mr. Manager. What a counterplay! Look at all that worth from Mr. Planet Girth.
That's what I've been talking about this game. They're always pressurized, but they always figure out a way to counter it right after. It always leads to them getting a goal.
45 seconds left. Both these teams, regardless of the lead changes and who's been able to get on top, it's all been momentary. Murky twisting, turning, trying to learn his way through this defense of the Knights. Knights going shields up, and the Spartans going spears out. Boss Alien player gonna rotate away to the backside post. That's a miss by Vokes. Murky there just a little soon. Mr. Manager trying to get one, and you will end up knocking someone aside. Murky has to make a very fast half rotation, and he's beat by Swanky. Nugs take away. 10 seconds coming. Murky straight on. He's looking for the double. Can't get there. And it's there just a bit too soon. Getting bumped. Needs some boost. Manager won't be able to make it in time. But a shot. Mr. Manager, he keeps it alive. Nugs with one to the backboard, and he can't get there. The Knights will take game 3 and will be on match point advantage.
That was great pressure by the Spartans. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it in at the end, but if they can do that, they can. I'm pretty sure they can take Knights on, like putting them on defense. They can take him, but they're always put on defense.
Always.
They're forced to play counter.
it seems like they're just constantly on defense. But they've been able to kind of outlast. It's just a matter of, getting the last shot on. Whew. All right, so dead even across the board between both the Knights and the Spartans. There's barely any separation between the other of these squads. Now
this is now match point for Knights.
This is indeed match point. I don't know how it's gonna go, because at this point it's been a constant swing of the pendulum of momentum. You said that you thought Spartans were gonna take this in 5. Is that the same now that you've seen what the Knights can do?
Yeah, I still think they will be able to get the 5.
Swanky. This is our final matchup of the day. This could be the last game of the day. Week 3 has been a blasty blast. We've had 3-1 win. Casuals nearly taking it to the mob. Swanky the Eagle. He's going to get worked past this defense. We had a reverse sweep to start the day off. And so far, we've had quite the back and forth between these two teams.
And that's like I've been saying in the previous games, the Knights are always the ones putting pressure, and Spartans are always stuck on defense.
Monkey Nugs. A little bit of an errant jump. Oh, a nice clear. He's going to force it wide. Folks, just trying to get in the way. We'll delay it. Murky, a long one over Swanky's head. When they've been able to score, it's because there's a bunch of Knights at their door, and they're able to just find them well out of position.
I can't believe that it's literally just going back and forth like this.
Would you say it's a lack of defense or just
I think Knights find themselves too much in the moment. They overextend on the offense, which allows the Spartans to just counterplay and just launch it across the field.
Back wall. Mr. Girth himself trying to get all the way back. Murky getting demoed. What a demo that was. Oh, and Vokes! Wow! A demo, a bump, and a whole lot of tilt. This Spartans team is starting to get starting to get meleeed real hard.
Knights starting to get physical since last game, which has really been helping them out.
I know you don't know much about D&D, but we call that a full attack action, and that was with a power attack. Murky, oh, just off target. Manager gonna try and get his reset off the ceiling. It won't be used for a whole lot. Now Boss Alien player rotating on back, trying to get it from the backboard. He will not be able to steal any boost either, and is trying to outpace Murky, but Murky is speedy boy. Keeps it away from him. Mr. Manager. It's another pre-jump between the attacker and the defender. Nugs.
Wait, we lost Swanky. It's a 2v3.
Oh, it is a 2v3. My goodness, Swanky. He's allowed to come back in. They cannot bring in a sub, but he can return. And if they have to sub, it will be between games.
Bap literally just folded.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Swanky returns. Bap with a little nudge. Look at this dribble. Nope, faked him out.
What a play by Bap. Really sticking with the ball so Spartans can reach it and then fakes Monkey out at the end for a goal.
Oh my goodness.
It was beautiful.
If there was a time for them to take advantage, it's during a 2v3, but the tilt may start to happen. Nugs with the touch aside to put Vokes out of the play. And now a great clear as Boss Alien player returns to form. High and mighty. Merc won't be able to get there. Now it's a Mr. Manager versus 2 in the midfield. Oh, he tried flipping for it. That was a very, very 50-50 attempt.
And now we're just seeing constant pressure by Knights. They're in the zone. They're ready to just end it and win it.
Oh, but Manager, they're trying to take advantage of some bumps. They are at least forcing them to recognize that they're going for it. Now, Monkey Nugs, lateral touch. Oh, Manager, he's off target. It will go wide. 2.5 minutes remaining. Murky, he's going to rotate out, and that's going to be Manager going for 1, maybe for 2. Monkey Nugs to the backboard. Good save and good clear so far. Oh my goodness. Both these squads looking for a battle of the #1 seed going into week 4. And the Spartans looking like they're not going to be able to get past the Knights.
So based on the game, I feel like Knights are in a good spot now to where they're confident in their play. They'll be able to hold up a lead. But looking forward to next week, do you know who they're playing?
I don't know who the Knights are playing. Oh, but this drop in will not happen. Nugs he will be bumped again. How annoying a play. They're just getting in there and denying them these touches. We'll have to figure out, because I know I have the sheet, and I have to figure out who it is, and manager was facing his own net.
Great pressure by them still.
A minute and a half remaining. 96 seconds left on the board. These Knights feeling good about it. Spartans, they're gonna have to get these spears sharpened up just one more time.
Oh, I figured it out.
Oh,
Pretty sure they're playing Ninjas next week.
I know the Spartans are. Are they playing the Ninjas too? Are the
Yeah, I
Ninjas
think-
playing the Knights?
Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah,
great
Ninjas
pass.
haven't played the Knights at all.
So, the Ninjas
We'll have
and
a
these
double
two
against
teams.
these
Yeah.
two teams, yeah.
So, this is really battles for number one of this division, and maybe number one if the mob were to drop a series. But right now, 60 seconds remaining, the Knights just all over the Spartans, and they cannot escape their half.
Oh,
Ooh, good save. Opposite side. Murky upfield. Swanky to the ceiling, which is going to open up at least something, but they are down 3, and they've not been able to score once in a long while. And Boss Alien Player, if this wasn't already out of reach, this puts it even further.
oh, Murky's already gone.
Well, Murky left, and that will be a little bit of a rage quit. F in the chat for him and everyone else. Spartan's not feeling good after this one.
I remember hearing Spartans were looking good in scrims against the other teams, but they haven't been showing anything here in the series against Knights.
Were they feeling good, though, playing with Mr. Manager? I'm not sure if it was his fault. I don't know. It's definitely an all over the field kind of thing. But the Knights really came in, showed out, and played their dang hearts out and really took the blade to these Spartans. Mr. Manager trying to get through Vokes in a 2v3. Nigh impossible to really do much. Congratulations to the Knights. It is all but written off into the annals of time at this point. They will be facing off against the Ninjas in their last remaining game. Both these teams will. So there's still a chance for the Spartans to possibly go for that higher seed in the playoffs. Oh, they will not get the Brazil. Congratulations to the Knights. A job well done, and the Spartans just could not survive.
I hate to say it, but your prediction was right.
I told you. Not saying that exactly that the Knights would take it. Maybe I was leaned a little bit more towards them.
You're
but
leaning more towards Knight just for polar opposites.
yeah, it's true. But I guess you know, it's there. So anyway, we got this series done today, and I'm glad that you were able to kind of come and join me, Cryptide. Really appreciate that from you. And so we have to bid all of you adieu. One more series of play left to go tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. We have the Champion League all set and ready to go to end week 3 of the Season 5 Champions Draft League. We have only 1 week left after tomorrow's bouts. So whoever's not in the playoffs or whoever might be in the playoffs, jousting and vying for contended seeding, you got to put your game face on. Top 4 will have first and second round byes going into the bracket, and the bottom 4 after that will face the Eliminator. And then the bottom 2 of the entire season will be gone. So, make sure that you stick with us tomorrow, 6 p.m. Cryptide. I don't know if you're going to be with us, but we may end up seeing you. So, thank you so much for being with us, as well as you guys at home. If you haven't not already been with us, check out our Discord, our Twitter, all our stuff. It's everywhere. Exclamation points all around. Congratulations, and we'll be done for the night. So, be safe, enjoy your Saturday, watch a lot of anime, and love each other, because there's not enough love in this world, to be honest. But anyway, There we go. Let's get the heck out of Dutch.